without further ado, let's dive into this one. Hi everybody, it's the Gringo Scott. Today we are on day 21 of the 30-day video a day challenge. If you want to see the other ones, there'll be a playlist at the end of this video. Check them out. Today we are looking or answering the question, why was Pam Beesly, Jenna Fischer's character, walking in Fun Run Part 2? Where I first heard this story. I first heard this story on the Office Girls podcast. Why Jenna Fischer could not run. Her doctor said, you cannot run at all. You have to walk. And so that's what they did. Here is what happened. In May 2007, they had to go, NBC had them all go, all the cast and everyone to go to some kind of party in New York City. This is the kind of party where it's a work party, it's extravagant, because you're expected to kind of schmooze with the advertisers, kind of sell your show to people and things like that. So on the second floor of this club, Jenna Fischer's there getting a cocktail. She gets a pineapple daiquiri or something like that. She has the first drink of the day. She just gets her drink and she starts heading down. Now, of course, she's wearing these high heels like the women often do and a fancy dress. And she's walking down these stairs because the main party's downstairs. Upstairs, it's where the bar, one of the bars are where she was at. Then downstairs, it's through this marble staircase. Really steep, high marble staircase. Kind of dangerous. She is looking around, kind of taking it in. As you can imagine, like, she's going down. There's this Hollywood party going down stairs. And you're walking down, you're looking at everything like, well, this is crazy. You have your drink in your hand, trying to pay attention to it. All of a sudden, she says she slips. Boom! And before she knows, she doesn't remember falling. She falls, and she comes to at the bottom of the stairs. And she has thrown the glass of margarita daiquiri, in her face at this point. So now it appears that she's some drunk woman reeking of alcohol or something. And the bouncers are coming here and they're like, oh, get this lady out of here. Get this drunk Scarlet out of here. She's just some drunk star that fell. And they're not very compassionate to her. But she's not drunk at all. But she's trying to talk. But she's had a concussion, it appears. She's hurt. She's disoriented. She's like, no, but I'm fine. And it's validating this guy's idea, this bouncer, that she's just a drunk actress that fell down the stairs. So they take her and they drag her and they put her in a room, a storeroom. Thank goodness Angela Kinsley, who's her friend at this point, they were already friends from the show, she saw it happen. She saw Jenna Fischer fall and she's like, oh my God. She said she couldn't stop it. It's like slow motion. She's like, no. So she follows them to the storeroom. She's going to be with her friend, protect her friend, obviously. She says, well, let me look at her. She starts looking at Jenna and she checks her out. Jenna's not acting right. And she lifts Jenna's back of her shirt up because Jenna's complaining about her back hurting. And it is horribly bruised and messed up looking. She says, oh my gosh, guys, we have got to get her to the hospital. Someone call an ambulance. Jenna Fischer is taken with Angela Kinsley to a hospital in New York City. Angela is such a good friend, she refuses to leave Jenna Fischer because you gotta remember, Jenna Fischer has no friends there in New York. She's not from New York. And she said she just wasn't going to leave her there, her friend, because she has no friends or family there. They're somewhere else. They can't get there in time or anything. So Jenna Fischer's kind of alone. So she ended up staying with her till like 4 in the morning. They got a hospital room. Come to find out, Jenna Fischer wakes up the next morning. Angela Kinsley's there the whole time. And the doctor says, well, he says, the good news, you'll be able to walk again. The bad news is you have fractured 4 of your transverse vertebrae. And those, fortunately though, are like ribs. They will heal in time. You just need we do encourage at some point you need to start moving and doing exercise stuff like walking or something. But it will get better, but it's going to be a hard time in the beginning. But thank goodness that's what happened instead of what could have happened. But she's in New York City. NBC decides they were at the, I believe it was the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in New York City. And they had two suites for 2 days there, Angela and Jenna Fischer. And NBC says, well, we're going to go ahead because she can't leave town. So they went ahead and put her up for another 2 weeks. Angela Kinsley stayed with her for a week until Jenna Fischer's family could come. And they say this is when they really did form their bond, a deeper bond of friendship, because Jenna Fischer couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom. Angela had to literally help her get on the toilet, help her with doing the catheter, all these really intimate things. But they said that's when they really formed a bond of friendship, is that level of, you'd have to trust someone to that level of that personal level of intimacy and stuff. And they say that's when they knew they'd be friends forever. So that's kind of a neat little story of what happened. when they get to filming the show in August, the doctors say you absolutely cannot run on the show. You have to walk. So the writers had to adjust the story for that. It ended up working out great when you think about it. Because when I watched the show, I thought it was just they're trying to show how, two new love romance people in a relationship or don't care about participating. They just want to be together, so they're not going to really run because that would require you not to be together as much. So I assumed that was happening, but it's actually something more than that. So that's really interesting story. Fun side note. Angela Kinsley was supposed to be, the day after this incident, was supposed to be in Good Morning America with the character Dwight, Rainn Wilson. And she had called NBC and said, I can't do it because my friend's in the hospital. NBC says, don't worry about it. We'll let Good Morning America know. No pasa nada. Well, she finds out later on, years later, when talking to the Good Morning American people, they thought she just flaked out. So she's like, oh man, I was helping my friend. Jenna Fischer feels lame too because she feels like that bouncer always thinks of her as being some drunk or something. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, that's the story of why they're walking in the show. So guys, before we wrap this up, please remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, boy.